52188 AC2 burner reporting, sir. This is me standing in front of the head man waiting for the charges to be read. Bizarre, 2 weeks earlier I'd been picked out as one of the 5 best men on parade, and now I'm called up in front of the chief officer, whatever his designation was, and I'm having charges read against me. What were my sins? Well, first of all, I burnt my dress uniform. I didn't burn it. I mean, I was ironing the trousers, and they became a little more rust red than usual. And then, of course, there was the problem of the fighting in the barracks thing. And how can I explain to this full-time career Royal Canadian Air Force guy that Morris was really my best friend and we were just horsing around and this wasn't really fighting? In the end, it was easier, more politic, and certainly more macho to just accept the misplaced judgment that we were actually hooligans. So many of us in those days signed up for various stunts in the services, often a summer, a few evenings a week throughout the school year. Partly it was about money, but several friends were blessed with well-endowed families and didn't need a dime, really. So this was often about experience, rigor, discipline, camaraderie, or the peculiar romance of all those war and battle movies that had carried us through the popcorn nights of the 40s and 50s. One friend would send dispatches from a remote base somewhere in the wilds with instructions and admonishments he claimed were actually part of the daily routine orders. Quote, "No enemy aircraft will fly reconnaissance lower than 500 feet because we don't know how to track them." Or, "Any plane contracted to be built by us, no matter how sleek it looks on paper, will, by the time it arrives fully functional, be completely obsolete, outmoded, antique, barely worth the fuel to get it off the ground. These may be sold to the Smithsonian as part of the colorful history of aviation." I had to stand during an entire month of summer lectures because I couldn't stop laughing. So I stood laughing. During a flag football game on the base, a guy broke my nose, accompanied by this warm blessing, "Take that, Jew!" The worst event of the summer happened when a middle-aged full-timer saluted me as we passed each other on the walk and called me, "Sir!" I became enraged and said to him that I was just 15 years old and very wet behind both ears and all other body parts, and hadn't he actually fought in World War II? And he said yes, but I was a flying officer in training, and so he had to salute me, "Sir." Just muttered under my breath, "For God's sakes, man, respect yourself," and head off to the mess hall for the Tuesday roast beef and green beans. Pickle. The armed forces are necessary, don't forget that, and the Royal Canadian Air Force has acquitted itself honorably over the years. My contribution, unfortunately, was, to be charitable, less than helpful.